Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie, and today we are on day 342. Welcome to the channel. I am so happy that you're here today. We are going to be reading out of 2 Chronicles chapter 13. We're going to finish the book of Habakkuk by reading Habakkuk chapter 3. And then we're going to close out our day with John chapter 8, but we're only reading verses 30 through 59 today. So let's get started with 2 Chronicles chapter 13. Here we go. In the 18th year of King Jeroboam, Abijah began to reign over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Micaiah, the daughter of Uriel of Gibeah. There was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. Abijah joined battle with an army of valiant men of war, even 400,000 chosen men, and Jeroboam set the battle in array against him with 800,000 chosen men who were mighty men of valor. Abijah stood up on Mount Zemaraim, which is in the hill country of Ephraim, and said, "Hear me, Jeroboam, and all Israel. Ought you not to know that Yahweh, the God of Israel, gave the kingdom over Israel to David forever, even to him and to his sons by a covenant of salt? Yet Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, the servant of Solomon, the son of David, rose up and rebelled against his Lord. Worthless men were gathered to him, wicked fellows who strengthened themselves against Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, when Rehoboam was young and tender-hearted and could not withstand them. Now you intend to withstand the kingdom of Yahweh in the hand of the sons of David. You are a great multitude, and the golden calves which Jeroboam made you for gods are with you. Haven't you driven out the priests of Yahweh, the sons of Aaron, and the Levites, and made priests for yourselves according to the ways of the peoples of other lands? Whoever comes to consecrate himself with a young bull and 7 rams may be a priest of those who are no gods. But as for us, Yahweh is our God, and we have not forsaken him. We have priests serving Yahweh, the sons of Aaron, and the Levites in their work. They burn to Yahweh every morning and every evening burnt offerings and sweet incense. They also set the showbread in order on the pure table, and care for the gold lamp stand with its lamps to burn every evening. For we keep the instruction of Yahweh our God, but you have forsaken him. Behold, God is with us at our head, and his priests with the trumpets of alarm to sound an alarm against you. Children of Israel, don't fight against Yahweh, the God of your fathers, for you will not prosper." But Jeroboam caused an ambush to come about behind him, so they were before Judah, and the ambush was behind them. When Judah looked back, behold, the battle was before and behind them, and they cried to Yahweh, and the priests sounded with the trumpets. Then the men of Judah gave a shout. As the men of Judah shouted, God struck Jeroboam and all Israel before Abijah and Judah. The children of Israel fled before Judah, and God delivered them into their hand. Abijah and his people killed them with a great slaughter. So 500,000 chosen men of Israel fell down slain. Thus the children of Israel were brought under at that time, and the children of Judah prevailed, because they relied on Yahweh, the God of their fathers. Abijah pursued Jeroboam and took cities from him, Bethel with its villages, Jeshanah with its villages, and Ephron with its villages. Jeroboam didn't recover strength again in the days of Abijah. Yahweh struck him, and he died. But Abijah grew mighty and took for himself 14 wives and became the father of 22 sons and 16 daughters. The rest of the acts of Abijah and his ways and his sayings are written in the commentary of the prophet Iddo. So as I was reading, I was thinking about current days, 2023, and how Abijah is talking about Jeroboam and everything that society had done under his lead, and how they have other gods. And it says, you intend to withstand the kingdom of Yahweh in the hand of the sons of David. You are a great multitude, and golden calves, which Jeroboam made you for gods, are with you. Haven't you driven out the priests of Yahweh, the sons of Aaron, and the Levites, and made priests for yourselves according to the ways of the peoples of other lands? So what are we doing here in current times? All right, it's very, very similar. And this is kind of my point in the channel, is people are going to do what they are going to do. Abijah did not go to war to change those people. He didn't go to war to convert those people. He was serving God. He was basically minding his own business in his relationship with God, and the people under him were continuing to follow what Yahweh had asked them to do. They were in relationship, and they lived their lives in relationship. And those who didn't fell. So I think for me personally, when I see activities out there in current days that I do not agree with, I really just try and pull myself inward and mind my own business. What is my relationship with God? Because that is what matters. Now, if somebody wants to come up to me and have a conversation, I'll have a conversation with them. That I am absolutely up for it. But I'm not going to step in to some behaviors or beliefs that I disagree with and say, nope, that's wrong. That's not what you should be doing. Because they're not going to listen. People are not going to listen. If they believe they're right, then they're going to continue on. Just some advice out there. I personally find it's a much easier life to mind my own business and just focus on my relationship with God. Again, not running away from conversation or people who want to talk about it. I'm all for that. But for me to stop stepping into situations to try and, convert people or, get them to see their ways. Oh, it's been a much better life. All right, let's close up Habakkuk. Chapter 3. A prayer of Habakkuk, the prophet, set to victorious music. Yahweh, I have heard of your fame. I stand in awe of your deeds, Yahweh. Renew your work in the middle of the years. In the middle of the years, make it known. In wrath, remember your mercy. God came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran. His glory covered the heavens, and his praise filled the earth. His splendor is like the sunrise. Rays shine from his hand where his power is hidden. Plague went before him, and pestilence followed his feet. He stood and shook the earth. He looked and made the nations tremble. The ancient mountains were crumbled. The age-old hills collapsed. His ways are eternal. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction. The dwellings of the land of Midian trembled. Was Yahweh displeased with the rivers? Was your anger against the rivers, or your wrath against the sea, that you rode on your horses, on your chariots of salvation? You uncovered your bow. You uncovered your bow. You called for your sworn arrows. You split the earth with rivers. The mountains saw you and were afraid. The storm of waters passed by. The deep roared and lifted up its hands on high. The sun and moon stood still in the sky. At the light of your arrows as they went, at the shining of your glittering spear, you marched through the land in wrath. You threshed the nations in anger. You went out for salvation of your people, for the salvation of your anointed. You crushed the head of the land of wickedness. You stripped them head to foot. You pierced the heads of the warriors with their own spears. They came as whirlwind to scatter me, gloating as if to devour the wretched in secret. You trampled the sea with your horses, churning mighty waters. I heard, and my body trembled. My lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness enters into my bones, and I tremble in my place, because I must wait quietly for the day of trouble, for the coming up of the people who invade us. For even though the fig tree doesn't flourish, nor fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive fails, the fields yield no food, the flocks are cut off from the fold, and there is no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in Yahweh. I will be joyful in the God of my salvation. Yahweh the Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like deer's feet and enables me to go in high places. This is for the music director on my stringed instruments. In verse 19, Yahweh, the Lord is my strength. Lord is translated as Adonai. Yahweh, Adonai is my strength. Oh, I love that. Okay. John chapter 8, verse 30 through 59. I'm hoping Fred settles down. I picked him up from boarding, and I did have his wings trimmed because he was getting a little brave around in the apartment, and he hasn't had his wings this short in probably, probably 5-6 years. So he's angry. And he's flapping around. He won't even perch with me right now. He's so mad. His pretty blue wing feathers were cut. Anyways, sorry for the noise back there. All right, here we go. Verse 30. As he spoke these things, many believed in him. Jesus therefore said to those Jews who had believed him, "If you remain in my word, then you are truly my disciples. You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." They answered him, "We are Abraham's offspring, and have never been in bondage to anyone. How do you say you will be made free?" And Jesus answered them, "Most certainly I tell you, everyone who commits sin is the bondservant of sin. A bondservant doesn't live in the house forever. A son remains forever. If therefore the Son makes you free, you will be free indeed. I know that you are Abraham's offspring, Yet you seek to kill me, because my word finds no place in you. I say the things which I have seen with my father, and you also do the things which you have seen with your father." They answered him, "Our father is Abraham." And Jesus said to them, "If you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man who has told you this truth, which I heard from God. Abraham didn't do this. You do the works of your father." They said to him, "We were not born of sexual immorality. We have one Father, God." Therefore Jesus said to them, "If God were your Father, you would love me, for I came out and have come from God. For I haven't come of myself, but He sent me. Why don't you understand my speech? Because you can't hear my word. You are of your father, the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father. He was a murderer from the beginning and doesn't stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks on his own, for he is a liar and the father of lies. But because I tell the truth, you don't believe me. Which of you convicts me of sin? If I tell the truth, why do you not believe me? He who is of God hears the words of God. For this cause you don't hear, because you are not of God." Then the Jews answered him, "Don't we say well that you are a Samaritan and have a demon?" And Jesus answered, "I don't have a demon, but I honor my Father, and you dishonor me. But I don't seek my own glory. There is one who seeks and judges. Most certainly I tell you, if a person keeps my word, he will never see death." Then the Jews said to him, "Now we know that you have a demon. Abraham died, as did the prophets, and you say, if a man keeps my word, he will never taste of death. Are you greater than our father Abraham, who died? The prophets died. Who do you make yourself out to be?" And Jesus answered, "If I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me, of whom you say that he is our God. You have not known him, but I know him. If I said I don't know him, I would be like you, a liar. But I know him and keep his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day. He saw it and was glad." The Jews therefore said to him, "You are not yet 50 years old. Have you seen Abraham?" Jesus said to them, "Most certainly I tell you, before Abraham came into existence, I am." Therefore they took up stones to throw at him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple, having gone through the middle of them, and so passed by. I wish I could have been there to just witness that whole conversation. Would I have been strong enough to see? I would hope so, because I so badly want to go back and just watch that whole scene, and for him to say, "I am," because that is what we read way back in the Old Testament when God told Abraham, God told Moses when he went to Pharaoh, "Tell Pharaoh, I am." Oh my gosh, it blows my mind. I get so emotional when I read all that. Oh, thank you guys for stopping by and tolerating my emotional roller coaster. I really do enjoy reading these words. They're so powerful. He is I am. He is King. He is God. He is truth. He is all of that. And He loves you. He loves me. He wants us in relationship. So think about the words that we read today. Have the most wonderful day. Come on back for tomorrow, which is going to be day 342. Nope, 343. You want to hear what we're reading after Habakkuk? Zephaniah. We'll have 3 days in Zephaniah. All right, you don't want to miss that. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.